don't know about printers, but I've worked with printers, and they're terrible to work with. So
I don't have a printer, Jordan.
Yeah, you know, we don't need printers. It's 2020, Johnny. We're getting out of that. But also getting out of this are Flight and Rogue, or they're trying to get out of it anyway, avoiding a 10th spot. And, you know, for Flight, two of these players really, really don't want this. Memory and Seabass have been in this position time and again. Memory's been relegated twice. Seabass, this would be Memory's second time if they lose, and Seabass's third time if they lost. They definitely do not want to have this happen to them again.
Yeah, you know, you hear a lot of talk about players being RLCS caliber players, players being rival series caliber players. Maybe for Seabass, he's just right in the middle because he keeps on ending up in this exact same spot. He's too good for rival series, but ends up at the bottom of the RLCS table. But hey, he's not there yet. He's not relegated just yet. The rest of the Flight roster as well have one last chance here. This is their real opportunity to show that they're the better team today. Rogue, everybody expected better from them, I think. Nobody thought they'd be finishing dead last. So this is going to be massive, I think. If they end up dead last, that'll be a huge shock for a lot of people. But based on how they've performed this season, it's not all that surprising that they're in this position fighting for their RLCS life.
You heard Gibbs talk about it on the desk. It's like Rogue at times, you think, oh, they're finally starting to figure it out. You know, we added First Killer to this roster, and hopefully we had a more dynamic offense, but it hasn't panned out the way that they had hoped. And if they could find a way to get those bright moments more consistent, well, I think Rogue could be one of those sneaky, dangerous teams, but it just hasn't panned out that way this season. And Rogue fans definitely know the only way that Rogue can play is, you know, scrape by the skin of their teeth, and, you know, make all of their fans' hearts melt and then survive at the very last second. That's the Rogue and Kronovi way as we're underway here in Game 1.
Look for a second in the middle of the season that they were going to do the exact same script as last year, where they did scrape into the playoffs and then eventually make it into the top 4 teams in the region. But that didn't happen this time. They've taken a bit longer to figure each other out as a team. Well, that's already a chance for Wonder, and another one for First Killer. He's going up high with it. Oh, Kuromi falls through. That's 1-0 already.
Yeah, Memory attempted save. This was just going to be a tee up for First Killer, but this second touch here by First Killer, Rapid, as he was coming back into net, he was trying to figure out how exactly that ball was going to come down, but that second touch kept the ball in the air for Kronovi to just jet in. The rest of Flight were flat-footed, trying to race back to the net.
Yeah,
big
exactly
first goal and making a second.
Rogue needed, man. They need to try and keep that up now, because they're not the only team who have looked a bit disorganized on this field today. We've also got a very disjointed Flight roster. And maybe now that Rogue have got an early goal, they can settle in and they can start to get pressure on their opponents. So if they can, then I wouldn't be surprised to see them run away with this one.
Already you're seeing him move down the pitch pretty well. First Killer takes up the pass from Kronovi. He couldn't find a shot, so he'll take the ball away. And that 50 will be good for Wonder. Wonder going for his own. It's a double commit, and Wonder will punish. Big goal for Rogue. 2 up now against Flight.
Very nice play by Wonder. He was a real question mark coming in today defensively, but look at the delay on that 50-50 midair. Just leans away from the ball and lets it come off his car, while 2 defenders fly in front of him. 2-0 Rogue, barely a minute gone.
This is where Flight's issues really start. You really start to see them highlighted, especially on defense. So much pressure, and they double commit probably the most often out of all the teams in North America, even with just a little bit of pressure. So Flight, they have to figure this out on defense. They have, whether it's talking to each other or just being better positioned on defense. That first goal where Memory got that attempted save and both players racing back into net, hoping to get the rebound and play reactive to the touch. Got to find a way to get control of this game. Seabass continuing touch to Memory, bouncer off the ramp, shots good, and Flight, they're going to get right back into it.
Yeah, nicely done by Flight here. This isn't a position you'd usually expect to get a goal from at this level, but that bounce across the box, it really wasn't too easy to read. First killer flying off in the wrong direction, and the follow-up was pretty quick already. Flight on the board. You know, you're talking about these two teams in a comparison. I think if they both play their best, then Rogue would be the favourites. It's been close today. Oh, Wonder getting another goal though, and this one right after the kickoff. First killer with the center ball.
Beautiful touch from First Killer out over Wonder, who puts it out to the backside. If Wonder, you know, he tries to put it to that backside, his rotating back, I believe, was Rapid on the play, or no, it was Seabass. He's keeping it out of reach. Kickoff goal, keeping that 2-goal lead. Flight trying to respond with a kickoff goal of their own. They're not going to get it, but they will have an extended look here in the orange half. Ooh, Seabass just missing that touch, but Rapid will buy a little bit of time for memory. Not a ton, because First Killer tees it down. Seabass comes up with a save in the nick of time.
And First Killer, he wanted this shot there. He was trying for the impossible angle. It just got a bit too hard of a contact on it. Still looking good for Rogue though. They're getting a lot of chances on net. And apart from that one center that bounced awkwardly for them, everything that Flight have tried to do at the other end of the field has been answered. First Killer with an awkward knock on, but Rapid's got it covered. But you're really looking at Flight now to come up with a solution, because what Rogue's doing right now is countering them pretty well. They're getting so many chances on net, and there's only 2 minutes and change left in the opening game here. Winner stays in RLCS, loser goes immediately down to the rival series. And if things keep going like this, loser in this one, definitely going to be Flight.
Yeah, it's looking solid for Rogue. The option coverage has been good. They haven't overcommitted on anything on offense. And I mean, when Rogue do get on offense, that's when they look their best. It's when they get on defense that all the question marks start to come up. Wonder on the carry, flips it right over Seabass. Another tap, but it's taken away by Memory. And Rapid up for it quickly. He'll beat Crow to the ball. He's got Memory right behind him. He'll kick it over First Killer. Rapid shot just wide, but putting it in is denied. First Killer can't keep it out of the net for long. Flight, 1 goal down.
Great pressure by Flight. All 3 members getting involved. That's what you want to see from all the RLCS teams these days. The willingness to commit for realistic chances on the goal. And with the goalkeeping that we're seeing from Rogue, that's going to be necessary moving forwards. Not going to be easy to get the ball past these guys if they're staying organized defensively. That was brilliant by Flight. Great pressure, great execution.
Now downfield, Kronovi shot on net, and Rapid can't get there. Beautifully placed from Kronovi.
That pass as well by First Killer. So much power on that ball. Kronovi just has to lean into it, and it goes flying on net. That's brilliant by the new member of the team. The player who's so well known for what he can do by himself on the field. And looking to make a name for himself as a team player.
Ooh, nice on the reset by Kronovi to keep the ball in the corner. And Kronovi is legendary of a name as he is in competitive Rocket League. To see him fighting to stay out of an auto relegation spot is, you know, it's got to be difficult for Kronovi fans out there and Rogue fans. You would never expect one of the legends of this game to be put in this spot. It's just Rogue. They've been that up and down team. It's been a dogfight in North American RLCS. There's just teams taking off wins off of each other. Other than Space Station, you know, no team has really had a good bout of consistency as much as Space Station has. And for Rogue, it's been the most up and down season you could imagine, and Flight just run across nobody from Rogue had a read on this ball, and Flight with 14 seconds left have a chance.
Well, that's a really easy finish there for Memory. The ball just comes across the box like something you're likely to see in ranked, and nobody there to challenge it for Rogue. They're all sitting underneath it, hoping that no one's there to score it. This time, they are hopeless as they watch Flight come back in another opportunity. Memory denied at the near post. They're still coming forward though.
First Killer and Wonder both commit on the play. Rapid, he wants Memory, but First Killer's there. Rapid trying to dive forward, and Rogue 2 game wins away from avoiding relegation.
Overall, that was good enough for Rogue. There's no denying it. but there were a few easy goals that they've conceded there, especially that last one at the end. They're all just queuing up in net, covered in the near post, and nobody's got the backboard covered, nobody's got a high ball covered, or an infield pass for that matter. That's the real danger for Rogue, is that they get too comfortable in defense and they misread exactly what the opposition are doing. And there's a lot of things Flight have failed to do this season, but one of them is not play quickly. They are a very fast team, especially when they're attacking the ball. So you need to keep an eye on all the options they've got available to them, or else they're going to catch you off guard with very simple centers like they did at the end there.
Hey, first killer on offense was just, dishing out passes and attempted shots that turned into goals, picking up 3 assists. Wonder and Kronovi picking up a pair of goals as well. I like this Rogue offense. And, the last time that I casted Rogue, this is exactly what Rogue did. They were good. They on the spacing and midfield was good. Presence overall solid. Communication looked like it was there. That happened again here for Rogue. But the defensive issues, they're still kind of irking you in the back of your mind because they weren't without them against Flight. So this is not over by any stretch for Flight. They've had a couple of good sequences down the field. They just got to keep that going.
Yeah, Flight are finding success in attack. There's no denying that. And Rogue look vulnerable despite the fact that they haven't had any huge misplays in defense with players flying forward in the ball at the same time as their teammates. It's more of a coverage thing. They're not spreading out as well as, say, Space Station do, and you don't even need to spread out in terms of position. It's more to do with which way the cars are facing and what they're ready for. Here again, the ball's just bouncing middle, and Kurowi has to lunge into position to block it. That was just a routine center ball again, almost making its way past the Rogue defense.
Oh, and a little too hard of a ball for Wonder, but the miss from Seabass will allow them to progress. There's first killer shot, and he won't miss. Rogue on the board.
Yeah, first killer's having a great series overall. It's been quick as he makes moves onto any free ball like the one that he just had there. But more importantly, he's been a team player and he's really slotted into this Rogue lineup well. Especially, like you said, in the assist element of the game. But now he gets on the scoreboard as well. It's still overall looking good for Rogue today. They've got to try and get a solid win though before anybody's going to be convinced that they can be a top team again like they once were.
It'll be a high pass to first killer. Will come down, didn't have the angle. Now Rapid will air dribble this over, or at least get back to it. Now first killer pick it up off that challenge from Wonder. He's got Kronovi downfield, but they can't connect. And it's going to be a long clear for Flight. Rogue wanting to progress. They're forced back on their own back wall. First killer is by 1. And Flight will keep them in the third for now. And Wonder's flip up is just to buy time, but that could have been really dangerous for Wonder. Still Rogue hanging on defense. First killer's first flip. Rapid closes it. And this is good for Flight on offense right now. But first killer will pick up that midfield boost. It forced Memory to go back, and now they had to give up possession. Kronovi, Memory just backing up out of that. Could have been disaster for Flight, but they do handle the transition well, and now they're back on offense. Seabass, nothing.
Yeah, first killer's having a great game. I'm loving the way he's passing the ball. I'm loving the fact that he's looking for passing opportunities ahead of even a power clear where he's got a really good hit lined up on the ball. So if he can keep that up, then Rogue are going to have a great chance turning this 1-0 lead into a win. But they really need to be careful because they didn't look comfortable at the end of the last game, trying to hold on to the lead. But that's much better though. 2 goals will definitely be an easier lead to hold on to. And Kronovi did a lot of work in the near post here.
Yeah, just getting that touch out as he came up off the back, want to pop the ball straight back out, and Wonder finds the seam, weaving his way through traffic. And Rogue looking pretty good in game 2. And you love seeing that from Kronovi. He's always been that player on his team that just wants to keep things going, keeps plays alive, sets up opportunities for his team. That was a crazy ball jetted towards Flight's net. But Flight, they have to stop the bleeding now. They cannot let this go on any longer if they have hope of surviving this match. Kronovi stops the ball in midfield. Pass to Wonder. Wonder slips it by, but Rapid will pick up the save. Memory wants Rapid. Flight will have to fight for this in the orange half.
Wonder's playing a great second man role today. We saw a really nice pre-jump attempt to check this out by First though. Oh, what a shot, what a save by Rapid as well. And another one, double save for Rapid. Keep First Killer and Rogue at bay. Really, Rogue are playing some great Rocket League right now. They're creating chances with all three members. And another great save, this time Kronovi. End-to-end stuff here. Rogue still lead by 2.
Now, goalie's definitely the highlight for both squads there on that sequence. Now Rapid, he wants to pass to Memory. Maybe the bump onto Kronovi. Maybe both, because there's Memory. Here's Seabass, can't beat First Killer to the ball. Rapid's a good cutoff, but can he get back to it? No, First Killer. You want to play it away from Flight, but, you know, that was part of the game plan there for First Killer. Right back into him, he gets the massive clear.
Yeah, how about that for a power hit from First, just sending the third man running all the way into the corner. That's what you get when you play against First Killer. Every single hit is a power shot. This is a lot better from Rogue. They've been tested, but they've passed the test so far in defense. And offensively, I've been very impressed. We've seen double bumps, we've seen free flip threats, we've seen double touch threats, all three members getting involved. And Flight have had a real tough time handling all that. And both the goals they have conceded, they were really tough to stop as well. Rogue all the way forward again. That's not a bad save from Memory using his own crossbar. Flight need 2 goals in 30 seconds, and they're going to drop 2-0 down in the series.
Rapid takes it off the ceiling, looking for a double tap. Does he got it? Oh, he did, but it was right into First Killer. That shot was wide, and that was the best chance Flight had all game. And now Time, their worst enemy, with about 10 seconds remaining. That was the one they needed. Now it's just about keep away for Rogue. They do it well, and First Killer wins a 50, and time will expire. And Rogue, one more game win as First Killer puts in one to head to game 3, playing one more to stay in.
One more game, 3 match points in order to stay out of auto relegation. This is exactly what Rogue needed. And not just because they're going to get the win, at least it looks likely at this point, but the way that they're doing it is going to give them some great momentum going into the promotion relegation battle with whoever comes up from RLRS to fight them for their RLCS spot next season. All 3 members, great in offense for Rogue this game. And defensively, we didn't really see too many mistakes. They were playing very patiently with the third man and helping each other out a lot better than they did in game number 1.
Flight just got into this rhythm at the end where they were just trying for a hard clear after hard clear, and Rogue were just cutting it off every single time. And then you start to look at it and you're like, now you're just giving up possession. They really couldn't find any room. And when they did have room, they were either low on boost, so they felt they had to give the ball away to buy themselves some space, but there really wasn't any space for Flight. So, for Rogue, it's just business as usual. Flight, they've been trying to find these passes, but the passing lanes haven't been there. The passes haven't been solid. Their touches haven't been exactly as they want them. Rapid has had a few passes that have been light touches where Memory or Seabass are following him, and it's just not on target. They're not finding each other, and they have to find a way to get stronger touches on the ball, kind of like Rogue are right now. Even with First Killer getting all of the power touches that he is, he's also finding his teammates in space. And Garen's going to get a first-hand taste of it. Can Rogue keep it going? They need one more game win. First Killer shot to start off game 3, taken away by Memory.
You talk about Garen being under pressure. Well, let's see if First Killer and Kronovi try and help him out here. Are they going to try and keep him out of awkward positions and give him an easier job to do? Already getting involved. Garen beats one to the ball. He's got a 50-50 with another. Now a chance for Garen to make a redirect plays into the bar. Rogue are making plays early on in game 3. They want to get this over and done with as fast as possible.
And I like it. Getting that pass over to Garen, starting to feel a little more comfortable in the first minute. And a nice clear from Garen out to the far corner. Rapid keeping it close, but Kronovi will win the 50. Now First Killer pulling off against Seabass. Seabass ends up losing in midfield there. It was good patience from First Killer. he'll take this ball away from Rapid as well. So, Rogue in the first minute, as far as it goes, Garen's been asked to make a couple of touches, and he's made all of them. Kronovi wins a 50 against 2, and now it's one man back. He got bumped, and Garen scores the first for Rogue in Game 3.
And that is about as good of a start as you're ever going to get. Welcome to the RLCS, Garen, with the opening goal for Rogue as they look to secure their spot in 8th and 9th, trying to get into the relegation promotion playoffs, send Flight into auto relegation. And you know, you said it yourself, this is the best chance Flight are going to get. If they can't beat Rogue 3 games in a row with a sub playing, then they definitely don't deserve RLCS next season. This is their opportunity. They need a comeback win now.
Seabass's touch is taken away. Up high, Flight, double commit by Rogue, but too far back was Seabass. And now Rogue moved back to the blue half. Memory, air dribble, down the field, and the ball got a little too high for him to reach. But Rapid will take it off on the corner. So far well handled by Rogue. There's Rapid with a demo. Seabass' shot is in! Kronovi could not get it! And Flight tie.
Good placement by Seabass. He saw First Killer struggling here, and he noticed Kronovi off the goal line. All he had to do was get this ball high and into that top corner. And Garen was also demoed at the back post. Nobody covered in the net properly there for Rogue. Flight are back in it. This is a real opportunity for them. Will they be able to put the pressure on Rogue now? See if Rogue are going to crumble when they start to go down in games.
We'll start with Seabass on the attack for Flight. Garen next up for the challenge. He does get one against Seabass, but Rapid next on the rotation for Flight. Popped up in front of the box. Kronovi able to beat the attacker to the ball. There's Rapid back to Seabass, and First Killer dives for the save. And now back the other way, First Killer. He can't get it over Memory. Memory over to Seabass. Good touch defensively. Rogue looking to lock down midfield.
So far the game plan for Flight seems to be just get quality hits on the ball and wait for Rogue to fall apart. When they're playing with a sub, it is more likely to happen. But credit to Garen, you know, this is a super high pressure situation, and he's holding his own in this game. Chance for Rapid. He's going to go for the double touch. That was on, but saved by Crow. The Rogue are still tied up in this series. The veteran with the goalkeeper to keep them in it.
And you're definitely going to need that kind of play from Kronovi. First Killer. Just stepping up here too with the carries. There's a good pop of Kronovi out of boost. He won't be able to do much in midfield. Garen having to sit back. Kronovi had no look at it. Garen late to it, and First Killer. Back over to Garen. Another chance forward. Rogue. Kronovi will win one touch, and he will keep the ball locked in the blue half. See Garen closing in midfield, but Seabass wins the touch. First Killer whiffs. Kronovi ends up getting the save. That was a dangerous situation for Rogue, but Kronovi handled it probably as best as he could. Here's Garen. Let the bump almost came through for Rogue, but Garen could not get his way through. Kronovi couldn't get the bump. Flight back on offense.
Garen looking for the flip reset. In fact, he missed it, almost mind game Flight defense. They're all showing Garen and Rogue quite a lot of respect here, sitting back behind the ball with their full team. Rogue need to be careful. They've been close to conceding on a few of the last Flight defensive plays. First Killer passed 2, but the third man had a free shot. Flight on the hunt late in the game. They've got 45 seconds to look for the game winner before overtime. There's another opportunity. First Killer gets it clear now. They're down the line on the counter attack. First Killer air dribbles into the bar. He's got Garen in support, and Garen's got it again. 2-1.
2 for Garen. First Killer, this is beautiful second touch to get it by Seabass. Memory, he doesn't jump off the line cleanly. Has to come back down to try to find the read, and Garen punishes him. That's 2. Johnny, I love it. You can't write it any better than this. First Killer off the kickoff, and 3 goals for Rogue. Are they gonna close?
Garen and Seabass come head to head. The ball barely moves. Look how close of a cheat that is by First Killer. Straight down the middle. You know, sometimes that close cheat gets punished, but this time the fortune is on Rogue's side, and they've been, you know, really unfortunate today to have the connection issues with Wonder, who is playing well. You'd think that this is maybe just the good karma coming back around. Rapid air roll shot into the bar. It's wide open, but nobody's there. And now there's only 20 seconds left. 2 goals needed for Flight, or they are relegated to the rival series.
Rapid gets there quickly. They need a goal with time left, but here's First Killer on the punch. That one off the backboard, saved by memory, but saves aren't good enough anymore. It's a win for Rogue. They stay alive in the RLCS. Flight are relegated. They survived. Rogue, wow. Wow.